The markets have turned absolutely wild, guys. It's been terrible at this point. So what's happening? And we're checking XRP creators seriously consider staking on XRP. Been seeing XRP Ledger was created in 2012. The world blockchain has changed many times. It's been absolutely terrible, and we could be entering another 4-year bear
So
market. But a lot of people are not realizing XRP creators seriously consider staking on XRP Ledger. And again, this is something that we're going on more on the back end than price today. So the thing with staking on Ledger is really
it's
you lock
holders.
in lots of profits in that way. When you like do proof of stake for Ethereum, basically you lock in and say, hey, I will not sell. And that's what we are seeing right now with XRP.
Just makes it more likely again that the network would choose you to validate blocks. And so there's economic incentive, obviously. And so because such validators, because they're chosen more often, they earn more rewards. And so that is why that matters. And the people who delegated to them, they share those rewards. That's why even if you're a person who's just staking, you're not running the technical software to make validation on the network happen, you do get to share in the rewards. And the rewards themselves come from new tokens being minted as well as from transaction fees typically. So if you
So the thing about what I feel like is that the XRP ledgers right now, they're not used as much as they should be, in my honest opinion. Like the XRP ledger right now is a concept of what it can be in that sense, but it is not nearly used enough.
stake Ethereum tokens, just for example, you get more free Ethereum tokens periodically. The entire point of this system is to keep validators honest. Because think about it, if a validator misbehaves, for example, say they're just doing something to try and cheat the network effectively, the protocol slashes their stake. That means that both the validator and the people who delegated to them lose some of their locked tokens. So it doesn't matter that the delegators did nothing wrong, because they're not the ones that are doing any of the technical work. They're not doing the validate.
So if you check over here, actually, didn't he like step down as the CEO? But their staking is done on proof of stake for Lottery, who is the next block producer. I'm not sure how XRPL would fit or really solves any problem. There are two ideas floating around. Both are awesome and technically, but probably not realistic, likely to be good, or at least not anytime soon. One is a switch to a layer 2 conscious model with the inner layer being incentivized. The inner layer would have 16 inner validators. So just to explain this to people who don't understand what's going on is basically the XRP CFO said, XRP Ledger has been around. Governance and conscious models have evolved. I've been mulling over XRP is used in DeFi. Like it was used in a lot of different apps, like if you guys didn't know, and natively on chain. With private initiatives and smart contract discussion underway, it seemed like a good time for us to tell what other DeFi capabilities natively could look like. And then XRP has been about moving value quickly and efficiently. Over the years, it has gone from powering payments to helping settleize tokenized assets and enabling real-time liquidity across different markets. So yeah, it has not become just a way to like Bitcoin alternative, but it has actually become something that, you could receive a salary every single month. You could set up payment plans through the contract very fast and seamlessly. And, you could even pay employees without high fees. For example, you could pay 500 employees because they each have a contract on the Ledger chain. That is something that's very hard to execute right now, but in the future, that is something that a lot of people will start using.
The same hooks technology that was created years and years and years ago for the XRP ledger, and then they modify it to whatever degree, but then slapped it down on that Zahao blockchain, and it's working just fine. So it's more than just a proof of concept, but it actually is live. So that is a way. That is one way that there could be fees, and of course another possibility involves zero knowledge proofs where contract execution could happen off chain, and then basically the XRP ledger's job would simply be verifying these proofs. None of this is defined, and none of it's literally planned out, like I said at the outset of this video, but these are the kinds of conceptual models that David Schwartz has hinted at.
So yeah, the core idea is still there, even if the price is lower. That's what I like to see, like still discussion about XRP over here.
And again, they're not pushing for that. I'm just saying, I hope we're all on the same page in regard to that. We can't ruin what makes the XRP ledger special. That's just...
The issue with XRP Ledger right now is it is so advanced. You cannot understand how advanced something like that is. It's getting for global payments basically. But there is a big problem we are seeing right now is most of the people, they're not focused on global payments. They are focused on the price. And 99% of XRP users do not even use XRP Ledger. What we saw maybe like 3,000 active users truly using the XRP Ledger very often. And I think this is a big problem right now, like super often. And if you check, it's still super early for crypto, where most people don't want to even use it because they're afraid they will lose everything. It's hard to use it at this time until it's fully developed. So yeah, that's my personal feelings right now. XRP, it's a great way, it's a fun way to see how technology can go, but actually getting people to use this, they will need it to use it through the banks. I don't think they will use it, on chain. They won't be like interacting with it. They won't be calling contracts. It's not going to happen.
Undeniably entering a new era. Things are changing. Crypto is accepted in the United States now. The war on crypto is over. XRP has legal clarity. Institutional adoption is happening in a way that we were just dreaming of even just a couple years ago. It's actually here now. So, imagine just with the possibility of programmability, which I think could be coming, and obviously tokenization, which is here, the ETFs, institutional interest, all that's here. And it's all finally converging. I'm just saying the community has an opportunity to think about what is possible without losing sight of what remains, of what must remain unchanged. I think it's a tremendous opportunity at a minimum here, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how this, thoughtful community conversation on.
I'm also super curious, like where will people go from here? What do you guys personally think? I feel like it's super, super early to say what will happen. But Ripple CTO proposes two-tier conscious to make XRPL staking safe. Two-tier staking to enable staking rewards without handing Ripple excessive influence. So yeah, staking Ripple during the bear market is definitely something that's going to be used a lot. Two-layer model based on a new governance token. Anyone could create such token when a stressed is meant to be worthless with rules to keep circulation limited so it cannot gain any economic value. Holders of that token would collectively manage the validator list, replacing the unique load with self-governing systems. So, that XRP basically or Ripple wouldn't have too much influence over it because they're holding too much XRP right now. So I am really, really curious how this will happen. But yeah, people have been talking about staking for a long time, locking their tokens in return for money.
Examples on your screen right now. This is broadly discussed. And again, for good reason. And here, Brad Garlinghouse, he was making sure.
With the new DeFi protocols and apps emerging for XRP, what are possibilities for the network should be discussed? And then one of my favorite parts of this right are whether or not native staking ever belongs to the network. Exploring the idea reinforces the fact that XRP's purpose isn't singular or static. So yeah, it does seem like XRP is going to be like a tool that you can use. It's not just going to be one thing, but what do you guys personally think? Smash that like button.